All right, here we go. So, so I guess we're now on air. So let's do this. What is happening, my beautiful people? I am Riz. This is Raven.
Greetings and salutations.
And welcome to Riz and Raven on the Couch. For our first episode, we're going to be talking about Disney and anime. Now, we all know that anime, in and of itself, is a Japanese adaptation of manga. But Disney had an amazing track record when it comes to anime or things and the like, and I'll let Raven just have at it on this one.
I mean, Studio Ghibli. I mean, it's not Disney itself. It was like the studio themselves that was able to make it. It's just gaining the license to like sell things. So, and also do stuff like Kingdom Hearts and do stuff like Twisted Wonderland, which I know there are some people out there that's kind of like, with that. But you know, details.
Yeah, you got a point. Like, I mean, for me, everyone's heard about Disney, and I guess for this, it's more along the lines of like, I guess people are afraid that if Disney takes anime, then they're gonna like ruin it. But then I'll just point out that Disney XD did have Naruto. Although on my end, I will say this: like, I'm all for a company taking a shot with anime, but at the same time not taking the integrity away from anime is, which I know full well that Disney wouldn't do. But again, I guess most people are thinking about stuff like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Bleach, Dragon Ball. I'd even throw in SAO.
Well, here's the thing. It's not necessarily like them taking the shows. They're not going to take the shows and do stuff with it. The reason why I'm like, you do realize that Disney's had their hand with animes for years. And the only reason why I say that is because, come on, if you go to the Disney parks, legit, the Disney park of Epcot, that is known for around the world stuff, like in the Japan section, it's not only a restaurant, like they have a whole entire video, which I have yet to see, but I know it is because I've seen like the advertisements for it and stuff like that. Like there's a video of like the Japanese culture and stuff like that, where the video itself is anime style, and they also sell products that are like Pokemon and whatever's popular at the time, because I do remember seeing various stuff. I had nearly paid, I think what people really don't really like Disney for is the fact that like it can be overpriced, and yeah, I get it, because like I came very close to spending at least $25, I believe, on a wallet that was Sora themed. So, like, I can see where people would have, like, an issue with that part of it, but, like, the excuse of, oh, don't let Disney get to anime because it'll ruin it. You do realize that anime is, like, a broad is what I was trying to say. Like, a broad spectrum of, like, different things. So, just to say that Disney can even take over anime, that's just ridiculous. That's
I guess what it is people don't want, the mouse overlord to thereby own everything. Which, let's be real. If Disney owned almost everything, which I think they probably do.
They're getting very close to it. But the thing is, guys, you gotta remember, you gotta think about this. Like, everybody might be like dissing on that and making fun of that and stuff like that. But if you think about it, Disney is legit like living the business dream, because that is like a goal for what a lot of businesses have, is like to be as powerful as they are, and they're still gaining power. Granted, it is kind of scary if you want to think about that, because big business, but you gotta realize business rules this world to a certain degree. Like,
you got a point.
Yeah.
Okay, let's, this is kind of off topic, kind of, but like, okay, seriously, if Disney and anime did join forces, like, would that be so bad? I don't think it would be as bad as people make it, but what I think, it's just the fear of, I mean, we're not going to get into gatekeeping, that's a whole other side of fuck that we don't want to get into, but, like, if Disney and anime did join forces, I'm pretty sure that anime would get them much needed exposure, much more so than it's already getting, but it'd be better at this point.
I just love the fact that, like, because of the Twisted Wonderland thing, like, somebody was like, oh man, do y'all realize that the creators of freaking Twisted Wonderland, the artwork comes from the same people or the same person who did Black Butler, and Aniplex is the one that's mostly like is the powerhouse behind freaking making the game. The only reason why Disney is a part of that is because they're using the Disney villains. Also, they're using not only them but like their aesthetic and like different things behind it. It's not,
Although, for my Sword Art Online lovers out there, we all know how great Aniplex is. I'm sorry I'm mentioning that a lot. I am biased towards Sword Art. Do not shoot me in the comments, okay?
I will shoot you.
Damn it! Anyone else, do not shoot me in the comments, okay? I freaking love Sword Art. It's just what it is. But anyways, like, I don't necessarily see the problem with it, but I guess it's kind of that fear of like, oh man, if they take it, will they make anime PC? And the thing you have to remember is, no. The reason why, Japan gives two fucks about PC culture. Let's just be honest. They really don't care. We all know what happened with Vic, and part of that was Japan's response to PC culture, which they literally gave two fucks about. So, yeah.
Now, for people who don't know, when you say PC, what are you talking about?
Oh yeah, politically correctness. It's kind of like you have to have a certain, like, everyone has to be represented in everything, even when it doesn't call for it. Like, I'm all for representation, believe me, I really, really am. But when it doesn't call for it, and it kind of ruins the story, because, like, I won't get into the fiasco that's Once Upon a Time, but when it doesn't call for it, and it kind of ruins the story, that's when I'm just like, okay, guys, like, let's reel it back a bit. Let's bring this back. But then again, thinking about what Raven said about Kingdom Hearts anime, that is literally Disney taking on anime, except I don't think Final Fantasy has an anime. I could be wrong, but I don't think it does.
They have the anime style is what I'm getting at, because that's basically what it is the style, and it's a style. It's still a cartoon. Yes, I'm saying that. It's still a cartoon.
Oh, God.
I can say this. I used to be a big anime fan. I really have. Just because I got out of it recently doesn't necessarily mean doesn't necessarily mean I'm dissing on the genre itself. I respect what goes into it. It's just not my flavor anymore.
Like, anime always has been like my flavor, and I blame two anime for that. Dragon Ball Z is kind of one of the ones that I blame, but it's not. Sailor Moon and Gundam Wing are the two anime that I blame for getting me into anime in the first place. Those are the two, but do I respect the hell out of them for it? Yes. Do I love it? Fuck yeah, I do. Do I regret it? No, because Sailor Neptune is life, okay? Let's just...
I already told you can't get hurt. Don't get into that argument. That's not what we're talking about today.
It's not. Maybe one day we'll do a talk on the Sailor Scouts, probably, but... as far as things go, like, seriousness, I mean, I don't think I'm not against Disney taking anime. I'm not. I'm not against the company being like, hey, let's step into this venture because honestly, it's a win-win for everybody. One, it's a win because most American people who are not in the nerd culture get exposure to what anime is. And two, let's just be honest here. Have you been to an anime convention? Dear God.
I mean, I have, but like I've been to the smaller ones. I haven't really been to like the bigger ones. I've never really been.
We'll have to go whenever the coronavirus is not a thing, or we can all manage it. We'll have to go to Kami one year because it's huge. It's anime centric, but still huge. But again, it's one of those things that I don't see a negative when it comes to Disney taking anime on as a thing, because I believe that they'll hold on to the integrity of it, because, and the reason why I say that is because, and this is slightly kind of off topic, but it kind of backs up my point. The reason why I say that is because think about Jetix when it was a thing and they took on Power Rangers, and how as the show progressed or the series progressed, it started getting closer and closer to Super Sentai, which, for those of you who don't know, is actually the original name for it. But
well, here's the thing with Power Rangers, they are Super Sentai. In fact, I don't know if you remember or if you know that, like, that's basically what they did. Is like a majority of like the fight scenes and stuff come from Japan first.
oh yeah.
And then they come over here.
I think the only one there was, oh god, I can't remember, but I think it was like one season
Oh god.
that we did that the fight scenes, the choreographed fights, we did all our own, but for the majority of them, when I say majority of them, I'm talking like 98% of it came from Japan. All that footage came from Japan. And so when Jetix took it, like, they started sticking closer and closer to the to Sentai, what its origins are. We're not gonna get into what a shit show 7 is for it, but anyways, I have my own hangups about that. But still,
Well, you also have to take in consideration, like, and this is also what I'm like getting at as far as like with different things is, at the end of the day, you have to realize business. And the reason why I say that is because at the end of the day, who do you want supporting your thing? Do you want somebody who's not gonna take it seriously and somebody who's gonna like
Dragon Ball Evolution.
no, we're don't even start with that.
Do you want Dragon Ball Evolution or someone who actually cares about the products? That is the best explanation to put.
Well, I was about to say, like, if anybody's paying for it, I'd rather it be the mouse than anybody else. Because, like, one, they have the money and the funds for it, and two, it just depends on the studio. Y'all do realize that people do realize that anime does not come from one studio. Multiple studios work on things, and like, that's the thing. It's like, that's the reason why I'm saying that Disney cannot take over anime. Disney can only take over a company that does anime.
Look at it. I'd look at the merger kind of like this, okay? So, like, we all know about Twitch and Streamlabs. Well, Twitch is just the host that houses all of the streamers that make the content. Twitch itself does not own the content. It's the platform for content creators to go do a thing. Whereas Disney would be the same thing. They're not taking it over. It's just, hey, here's a place where you can host all your things and more people will see it. I mean, we just know and accept that the mouse is slowly becoming a monopoly, and we're just gonna have to live with that, which at this point I'm currently okay with, but
I'm just saying that's part of the reason why I give props to Disney is the simple fact that they're able to actually make it as far as they have. And people who want to be like, Disney's bad and stuff like that, like, okay, that's your opinion. Just because it's wrong doesn't necessarily mean it's right. But I'm not going to get into that because I know there's like people out there who are like, oh no, yeah, I like recently listened or watched a video on a person who like talked about this podcast. They really looked up to these people at this podcast because they were funny and like they're good and they do like good topics, you know, that kind of ordeal. And like this, it was one of their, like, he was a fan, okay? And then like they started talking about like Disney adults and people are like, oh, they were comparing people who are like the millennials and stuff like that, like the older people, they're in their 20s now or early 30s. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm getting there. But like people like me going into the parks and like being obsessed with it and stuff like that, they're comparing it to Pokemon Go. And like one of the major things that they had said was like, what are you gonna see or meet when you go to do like the Pokemon community days? You're gonna have like people ranging from kids to old people. And I'm like, you know where else you can do that? At Disney World as well.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
I don't see where the comparison is. It's just two different franchises, except for the simple fact of, let me inform you on something. Once again, I say, Japan segment in Epcot sells Pokemon merchandise. In fact, there's a huge section of it. Plushes, toys, different things. It baffles me. But I understand. Not everybody likes Disney, and that's okay. There is nothing wrong with that at all.
No, there's not.
And I think that, in all honesty, for all of you who are touching on Pokemon Go for a second, for all of you who complain that Pokemon Go is only for children, listen, okay? We fucking made this, okay? We dreamt for years of like walking outside and catching Pokemon, and now that it's actually a thing, like, are you kidding me?
We walk so you can run.
We literally did. That's the thing. I
kid. Yeah, I know it was a thing that like everybody wanted, and it is the thing that like everybody still wants to do, especially now. But like, because you know we can't do that nowadays. But yeah, it's just
like we shaped that, like quite literally. I kid you not. Speaking about Pokemon Go, we're kind of on and off topic here, but speaking about Pokemon Go, literally, I remember when Pokemon Go came out, the sea of adults, not children, adults, that were out.
Don't worry, I have a way to segue back to Disney, and I will tell you once you're done saying it. So,
the sea of adults in a park at 10:30 at night. Actually, no. It started at like 12 in the afternoon, and people were still there. So like 10:30, 11 at night in a park to catch Pokemon. Literally, if I had $1 for every time I heard someone go, "Oh my God, I waited X amount of years to do this." If I had $1 for that, I probably would have walked away with about $500. Not even kidding, and that's like within the first hour.
Not even kidding
you.
And these were adults, so
we did crawl.
we walked so you could run.
We did.
But no, I just find that hilarious with some things. It's just to segue back to like Disney, the perfect segue, by the way, just to inform, and I'm going to whisper this out if I can. So if you go to Disney World and you have Pokemon Go, guess how many freaking Pokestops there are?
I'm gonna guess.
It's on the side of at least good 400.
Guessing on
I'm
Good 400.
just saying. There's a lot. I'm just saying, where it was a time where I was not able to catch a Cyndaquil, I at least caught 50 in one day.
The only time I caught
Granted, it was a fire type event, but still.
The only time I caught this in the quill was when I went to Virginia with a friend of ours, and like I caught one just by happenstance. That was like the first time I caught a Cyndaquil, I think. But see, that's the point. It's just like, I think this will be a good merger. I think people are more afraid of like the powerhouse that is that Disney and anime would be, and they're probably more worried that like
My dudes, don't be afraid. Let it happen.
just lie back and think of
Let
Disney.
it happen.
That's
Let
it.
it happen. Listen, if the way I see it, part of the way that I see it, if you think it's gonna burn down, I mean, one of those things. Let it burn down. Let it start anew. Disney's already making changes to like try to better themselves. Like, everybody can hate Disney and be like, oh, but this is like bad, and it's like, but this is bad because of this, and but you also have to take in consideration, my dudes, my people, that think of what time of, like, when was it released? When was that released? And think about what time period it was. Think of what they're doing now to change that, and they honestly are moving forward with a lot of stuff. We're not in the mindset of various bad things nowadays, and like I said, everybody's trying to make a change, and yes, change is coming. And I hate to say it, and it's something that's going to have to be told to a lot of people, and it's like, change is coming. That's for the half of you. The other half of you, it's coming, but it's slow. Not everybody can accept change right off the bat. If you look at a lot of our generations, or a lot of our people nowadays, not a lot of people accept change. I'm one of those people. It takes me a moment. Like, and when I say a moment, it takes me a moment. For the life of me, it is hard for me to like change. Like, if my schedule changed, it takes me a moment. Granted, I don't have full-on panic attacks for that, thank God. But like, if I had a life-changing experience, I'm not gonna get over it right off the bat.
Right.
It's not gonna take me a couple of hours. It's not gonna take me a day. It's gonna take me at least a week or so. But it will eventually settle in. Like, it's not like it's not gonna happen.
And that's the
Thing. It's a change with Disney and anime. It's two big powerhouses now being a thing. I don't even know how far it is into being an actual full thing, but
So since we're on that kind of like talking, so we know that at least like Disney's making some changes and stuff like that to like accommodate, well, not accommodate, but like to start actually like putting more representation and stuff in. I've only seen a few anime that's actually doing the same thing. How many more colored people are you seeing in anime?
I can probably count them on one hand, and that's sad.
I mean, that's sad, yeah, but the thing is, you can still count them. Like, they're making a stride forward to
Right.
that.
But
way Japan is kind of handling it is like, again, in Sentai,
But you
for
also
example.
have to, I was about to say, we also have to think about it too, that like how many colored people are actually in Japan?
Many.
Not many, and so like there's a little bit more forgiveness with that.
But the thing
It is like Japan's slowly starting to make that stride. They're starting to do that. It's just you gotta give them time. You cannot enforce. You cannot, for the love of God, for fuck's sake, do not enforce American ways of life onto other countries, because that shit does not work.
So
It doesn't, but this is where it gets into the super iffy territory, and the reason why I say that is because of like age of consent.
oh yeah, that
Will be for another. Yeah. So.
As much as you would like to say it's for another video, I mean that's still something that's like
Yeah, it is.
that has to be touched up on, sweetie. Can't avoid it, no matter how much you want to.
Pretend that. Oh wait, never mind. Facebook exists. I forgot. Never mind.
I told you to stay away from that.
Listen, damn it. It has to go somewhere. I just can't help it that Facebook's a shit show with a dumpster fire attached to it.
I told you to leave Facebook alone.
I mean,
I would. However,
I told you to stay away.
I mean, you did. But how are we gonna get this shit out? That's the only other problem.
Twitter.
Ah, you're right.
Twitter's
Right.
just as worse, but at least you can like leave it alone.
Yeah. I mean, kinda, sorta, maybe. Yeah. Kinda. But like again, it's just that. It's like in conclusion with all this, change is coming. It's gonna happen. Scary things are scary, but Disney
Just give it
won't.
time.
Disney won't fuck this up. I mean,
Just give it time.
okay,
hold on. Say it like this: Disney will not fuck this up if they have the right people behind them, which they do. So Disney won't fuck this up. I can't say much about like The Lion King. Although I did like Mulan, but
I mean, there are a lot of things that are wrong with the. We all know. Look, once again, pointing out those are live actions, though. Oh well, okay.
True.
The Lion King one's questionable, but because that's CGI. But you know what I mean. You know where I'm
Yeah.
getting at.
yeah.
You get what I'm putting down.
I get it. But it's just that. It's just like, you know, hey, if honestly, give it a shot. See how you like it. Because I mean, again, Disney has done this before. It's not like they haven't. Like, if they didn't, then it'd be like, okay, Disney, what's up? But I mean, they've done it before, actually more than once. So I mean, they have a track record with it, and if anybody would listen to the people, it's Disney, kind of. And again, you have to also remember that Japan is like the old grandpa that sees change but doesn't want to accept it just yet. Kind of like Nintendo, they're the grandpa of the gaming world. But they see the change, they don't want to accept it just yet, but when they do, it's just like, okay, fine. It's just that it's like, you know, what do you do? And I mean, I trust Disney with it, with anime. I mean, both of us, we're just starting out in this. We're really no one with pulled yet. But again, I'm saying that I can trust Disney with it because, again, if anybody can stick true to what something is, and if they can stick true to how something was done, I trust Disney over just about anybody else. Closing statements there, Raven.
I mean, I agree. I'm not like against anything as far as that. Like, I honestly think because of like I kind of feel and know some of the like Aniplex hasn't really done bad on my end, like as far as my anime experiences. Yeah, so far they haven't really done anything bad on my end. Like, I'm sure there's probably some out there that have flopped and done bad with Aniplex, but I haven't heard about it. I haven't known about it. I mean, if I probably look it up, I probably could find it. But I'm not one of those people that's going to be actively searching for bad things.
Got a point. Like, I mean, to kind of, I don't know. I mean, to end my statement on it, I mean, Disney has a good track record with things, even when they fuck up, and they at least admit to a certain degree when they fuck up. So I mean, I trust them as far as this goes. So yeah. With that being said, we're gonna wrap up this episode, our first episode of Risen Raven on the Couch, where we talk Disney anime. Next time, we will be talking RWBY with one of my best friends, Puns. So we're gonna be talking RWBY next time. So it's probably gonna be a lot of maybe a lot of Rooster Teeth mentions. I'm not sure, but we're gonna be talking.
Yeah, because Rooster Teeth is lovely now.
we're gonna talk a lot about RWBY. So like, y'all get ready for that. I'm not sure when each episode will be up and out. I'm gonna try and get them distributed onto all podcast services, wherever you get them: Google, Apple, Spotify, wherever I can, even here on Anchor. So I mean, hey, be sure to come back, check us out. We're just starting this, and this is the first episode of Risen Raven on the Couch. And until then, everybody, stay gold and catch you next time. Peace, bye.
Have a wonderful day.
Later.